If you told me an Olympic basketball game was fixed today, I would say, yeah, I can't disagree with you.
Certainly.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon live from the TireRack.com studios. France and Japan. Pool play in basketball. Japan.
Dirty pool play?
Japan. Well, hey, I like that. Japan could have pulled one of the biggest upsets in Olympic basketball history. Look, Wemby in France, I really worry about Wemby in France in 4 years, like how good they're going to be. But there were a couple of calls today that the officials made. You talk about hometown officiating, that if you said to me that game was fixed for France to win because they're the host nation and that's why I would not be able to steer you wrong.
17.5 was the spread.
You had a couple of incredible calls, and I still can't believe all these hours later. You had the 4-point play at the end of regulation, which allowed France to tie the game, in which they went to overtime and won. Not a foul, not nearly a foul on the attempted three that goes in, but it goes in. They get the three, they hit the free throw, they go to overtime.
Yeah, you give them the old strazzle-dazzle.
Not even close. Not even close to a foul. Not even close. But that I understand more than ejecting Rui Hachimura, who was single-handedly winning the game and keeping France from winning.
What was he, 10 of 16 from the field?
He had 24 points in the game. He was hitting turnaround. I mean, the Lakers are going, where the hell has this guy been the last couple of years? My God, he was single-handedly.
Convince him it's FIBA. Convince him it's FIBA.
He was single-handedly keeping Japan ahead, and they were going to win. And he gets ejected for his second bad foul of the game, which they said was over the line. All he did was pull down on the arm a little bit, on a layup defensively.
Enough to stop an easy layup.
Like, was it a foul?
Dunk.
Yeah, was it a foul? Yes, it was a foul.
It was a complete foul,
He wasn't running from behind, didn't hit him from behind, didn't do anything. He just pulled on his arm a little bit. It's a foul. Yeah, you go to the free throw line. But it was reviewed to be over the line, second foul like that in the game, and he got ejected.
The explanation, it took two guys to finish the minute-long explanation, and I was watching, I couldn't keep a straight face. I'm like, really? We're going to go review this, and we're going to throw this guy out in an Olympic competition because he stopped a guy from dunking the ball or taking an easy layup to force him to the free throw line. Really? That's what we're doing.
That was worse than the foul call. Because, well, actually, you expected the foul call at the end. Well, if they did that to Hachimura, there could be a defender 5 feet away. You're still getting the whistle.
At least
but the fact they went back and looked at it and said, this is ejection worthy. Like, that's where all these officials should be sent home and not allowed to officiate another game. Like, I felt awful for Japan, because this is how you're going to go on if you're France. Oh, it's a pool play game. And no, we are making sure that we move France on. If you told me that was fixed and the officials were completely officiating that game for France, I would say yes, absolutely. I can't tell you no. I can't tell you no.
It's one of those games where you're watching and you got to decide an underdog. Again, 17.5 the number. You see the height disadvantages and all of these things. And the work they were doing defensively to shut down Wembanyama at times, like, wow, that was a big top block. Put that on your highlight reel. That might get you, a summer, a G League call-up as we get back into action here going forward. But as soon as Hachimura went out, and I had no real dog in the fight other than I just want to watch the game, see what they're doing, and have a little bit of fun. Like, no, I'm now actively cheering for Japan. Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. And then the foul call, at least live action, without the benefit of the replay, I'm like, all right, maybe got a hand up on the hip or whatever. Like, no, you saw a bunch of replays and stills or whatever. Like, no, there's nothing there. Big shot, great shot, fine. Should have been a 1-point game.
But the fact, okay, we're going to throw the best player on the other team out of the game. That's how we're going to even the playing field. Boy, Hachimura is killing it. Don't worry, we got you. Don't worry about it. Foul, ejection, you're gone.
But it goes back to the same level that you just want an evenly called game. Because there were a couple of times where you'd see one of the smaller guards get absolutely obliterated. It's like, that wasn't a basketball play. How about we go and review that? Can we start throwing challenge flags on this?
Those guys should never be allowed to officiate another game. I don't know how you defend that. I don't know how you go back and look at it and say, yes, you're out of the game. Like, the only way they could defend it was we're throwing you out. You going to go back and look at it? Nope, let's move on. Let's move on.
But, like, if he'd gone head hunting, right,
I mean,
or he'd tried to
man.
come over the top and push down, whatever. Like, literally, it was just he grabbed his arm to stop him from
there was
making a
nothing
layup.
dangerous. There was no.
No.
I mean, it's very innocuous. It's a foul. It's a foul. You're going to the free throw line because you're grabbing your arm. But wow, that was
It was
ejection-worthy.
unsportsmanlike.
Wow. You know what? I really want
It
to see
rose to the level in those officials' minds.
as bad as that was, and as bad as I just called for those officials to be thrown
Ejected,
out,
yeah.
to be ejected,
Yeah.
and sent home from the games. Yes, obviously, if you told me, hey, the officiating in today's game between France and Japan was fixed to give France a win, I couldn't disagree with you. The calls throwing Rui Hachimura out of the game, giving France a 4-point play in the final seconds. This was 1972 United States-Russia level of officiating an
you.
Olympic game.
In
But-
rewind.
And I told you, these officials should all be sent home, shouldn't do a game. Unless you want to keep them around for the gold medal game if it turns out to be France and the United States. Because, boy, would I like to see all these hometown calls going France's way, LeBron fouling out of a game, just Steph getting clobbered, not getting any calls. AD goes in, he scores 6 quick points and gets thrown out. The wingspan is too large on Anthony Davis. He's getting thrown out. For what? Too large for a wingspan. You're gone. I mean, part of me would really like to see how that would go.
Meanwhile, you got Wembanyama.
Look at Wemby, 7'5".
That's the
Doesn't
funniest
matter.
thing, though,
Doesn't matter.
watching anybody play against France in these prelims. Like, I got a clean, wide-open shot. Look at this move I made to get past that defender. You can hear the stretch like it's an old cartoon.
You just see the shadow come over the player's face, like when an alien ship in a movie like descends. You see the person look up and go, and you see the shadow just covers them. Oh my goodness, it's Wemby. But I would pay to see that. I would pay to see that.
You guys are assigned here. Why? Extra scrutiny.
Oh, well, the first guy they throw out is Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
They would
but
find a way to throw Embiid out of the
either
game.
that or it just becomes a 40-minute battle royale. Guys bludgeoning the hell out of each other. It'd be great.
Team USA down to the end here. It's Derek White and Bam Adebayo. That's all they have left.
We've
Playing
now made
2-on-5.
It's now NBA Jams rules apply. Hey, one update on a story that we talked about a lot yesterday. The triathlon will go on.
Yeah, going to have the triathlon now.
How about that?
Yeah, they found a way to clean the Seine in the one area that it needed to be cleaner.
Yeah, I have to believe it was 55 participants going, you're kidding me, right? I've trained for this for 4 years, and now we have water control.
I don't care if I get
Quality
E. coli.
issues.
I'll swap E. coli to compete in the Olympics.
Yeah, I saw a couple of interviews with folks who've done triathlons and long swims in suspect bodies of water, and they described some of the fallout, and they all said, I'd do it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So here you go.
yeah. It's
You may not feel well, but you'll
completely
have
worth
your
it.
Olympic moment.
I just got a whole bunch of shots. I had a battery of shots right after my event, and I'm fine now.
Just got injected.
I got injected. So we are going to have it.
They may have the Sharks, though.
And I say hopefully no one gets E. coli because that is the concern, that someone would get E. coli.
I think it's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But again, under Paris with the Sharks. You never
Again,
know. Under Paris.
OxyClean could
Under
clean it
Paris.
up. Let's go.
Under
Let's see it put to work.
Yeah, with the Sharks and see how it goes. So MLB trade deadline today. And I'll tell you, many teams did well, right?
You're
teams
happy
did
with
well.
everybody.
Yes, because even if they didn't make, I'm happy. This is one of those rare days where I could say lots of teams did well. Why? Because nobody gave up big prospects. No team got so desperate to make a big trade. They gave up prospects they probably shouldn't have given up. There was no Pete Crow Armstrong for Javi Baez for 2 months for him. There was no trades like that.